Yo, what's going on, guys? Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another goddamn video. And today we're going to be talking about Arsenal restoring their 5-point leads and fully showing that we are the mentality monsters that everyone used to talk about as Liverpool as. And then you have Liverpool. Let's get into Liverpool. They missed a penalty. Mo Salah missed a penalty. Opportunity to equalize a game versus Bournemouth. Bottom of the league, Bournemouth beat Liverpool 1-0 after they beat Manchester United 7-0 last week. Utter embarrassment from Liverpool on that end. Manchester United were robbed of a penalty on numerous occasions today, and they ended up drawing 0-0 versus Southampton. Manchester City got a penalty to beat Palace 1-0 on the weekend to continue the pressure on Arsenal. And then Chelsea and Tottenham seem to have the pressure off and get routine wins versus Leicester City and Nottm Forest, respectively. But yeah, let's bring the panel in. We have Alan in the house. He's not going to be as angry as he was the other couple weeks. We have Qasim in the house, Chelsea fan, quite happy today, as you can tell. We have Vader in the building. He's always gassed. He's always happy. Man City don't let him down on a regular basis. Then you got Rakesh, who is calm, cool, collective, never really disappointed until Liverpool do something like this. Right? And then you got my guy Dami in the building. Bro, what are you wearing on your head, Dami?
It's a do-rag.
Bro, it looked
You just
weird
got it
for a
tied to the
second.
front.
I was like, you tied it from the front. That's why. I was like, what's going on? But yeah, let's get this show started. Let's get the show started, guys. Honestly, there's only one place where we can begin. We always have to begin with the worst results of the weekend, and then we move our way down. We move our way down to the best results. So the worst result of the weekend has to be Liverpool. Everybody knows Liverpool absolutely got embarrassed, humbled, and destroyed by Bournemouth. Philip Billing turned into the championship Pogba, as I dubbed him on Twitter the other day. He's literally the championship Pogba. He comes out of nowhere and has good games and performs well, and then you don't see him for the rest of the season. But yeah, Rakesh, what happened? What happened? Explain to us how Liverpool got battered by Bournemouth.
Was nothing new really. Like I said a few times in this season, you can't trust us to get results. Like City, for example, I've mentioned in the past as well. Like you can't trust City to get the wins. You can't trust Liverpool to even get a draw. It's been a real fall from grace compared to previous seasons. But no one should be surprised by this because we've shown consistently this season that
you're not consistent.
If you count on us getting even getting a draw, there's a 50-50 chance that that's not going to happen. At least we've got a terrible away record this season. Our home record is, I think, in the top 4, but away record is nowhere to be seen. And yeah, sure, we can show up for some big games here and there, but ultimately, we're just not good enough at the moment, man. And what can I say? The only thing we can hope is that we are just about good enough, or rather, that other teams around us are too bad that we can somehow sneak into top 4, which is far from a given. And maybe that will help to, we can then obviously invest and go again next season. But this season, we're very unpredictable, and we're just not good enough.
Just not good enough. I'm just going to say this, guys. The likes right now are just not good enough. What I need from you guys is to all do me a favor and go hit that like button right now, including you, Rakesh, including you, Alan, including you, Qasim, including you, Dami, Vader. If you guys can, go do me a favor. Go hit the like button on the goddamn video right now. We're on 16 likes. We should easily be on 30 to 40 by now. And we should have at least 100 of you guys in the chat. So make sure you let us know what you think about the Liverpool game as these guys do that. What I'm going to tell you guys is, from my perspective, I was watching the game as I was finishing up work. I finish work usually Saturdays them time. So the 12:30 kickoffs are quite difficult for me sometimes. But watching the game, I was saying to myself, Liverpool don't look like they can unlock low blocks. They don't look like they can score when teams are not coming at them, trying to press them, and so they can bypass some of their players. Bournemouth just stayed solid, and Liverpool had no one to unlock that defense, and that is a worry for you. Your midfield might have worked versus teams like in the top 6, the bigger teams that play football, but when you don't have teams that want to come at you and they just want to sit back, you guys are in trouble. And that's where all the trouble comes from. And I want to open floor, guys. Let me know. You guys agree with me? Is it that they're having trouble breaking low blocks, or is that just too simple?
Do you know what it is? They find it harder to play against, like you said, the low block team and the worst teams. But then they find it easier to play against the bigger teams, which is a very weird way of going around about it. But I think this all goes down to their midfield problem. Again, they just have no creativity in midfield. When Thiago's not playing, it's literally just three runners in midfield. And playing Henderson, not playing Basticic, or however you pronounce his name, and Elliott in the midfield together away to Bournemouth really isn't going to work, because Billing was just going to run through both of them. They both can't match in physicality and even PMP wise. So I think that was one of their biggest problems. And I was not really shocked, because a lot of Liverpool fans even said it. They're the type to go and beat Man United 7-0 and then lose to Bournemouth 1-0. They'll really beat Real Madrid. Not that they'll go through, but beat Real Madrid and then lose their next games, whoever that is. So it's just an inconsistent way of run of form of games that Liverpool are on. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how their season ends.
Qasim, what do you
the
say?
thing is that there's been a couple of times this season where we've ended up getting big results. You know, we beat City and we beat Napoli and we beat other teams, and you're like, okay, cool, all right, this is the turning point, right? This is everything positive now. You know, teams back, Liverpool are back, and then it's very obvious that we're not back. And right now, this is Liverpool. This is our level. And as I said, the only option, the only thing we can hope is we can just about sneak into the top four somehow, and then go again, because this is our level, unfortunately.
But also to follow up on that, actually, when I have to talk about the penalty, that is a stinker, because Milner has, I think, he's got 100% conversion rate in penalties. I might be wrong, something near that. Why is Salah taking that? Like, I know you want to get your GA up, you want to win the game, but why is Milner not taking those penalties? Because he always scores them. You don't agree?
Salah's designated penalty taker.
Yeah, it takes a minute to score all the time, bro. I mean, there's just one off.
Milner will score that. Milner's scoring. That's a fact.
Bro, but penalty, anyone can miss penalty, bro.
Anyone can miss a penalty. I don't think you should get at them for the penalty. You should get at them for the fact that they didn't create enough chances. If I'm not mistaken, like when we look at Liverpool, they shouldn't be struggling to bottom the league Bournemouth, especially after the way they battered Manchester United 7-0. But I think we should be talking about the actual result and how it came apart. I'm looking at it. You guys had
Salah didn't play well. Salah had a stinker. He dropped a serious stinker again. He didn't play well.
Is it down all to Salah?
He played well against you lot, isn't it?
Yeah, but this is again.
Every time play United, he scored 2 or 3.
Okay, but it now evens itself out, because they won one game and now lost this one, so now they've just come up with 3.
No. It's a context to things, right? When he played, Bournemouth against Arsenal last week, they had a fantastic game, but Arsenal just came too strong and they ended up winning it, right? When he come to March or May, bro, this all a struggling team, they turn up, they fight for their life. So the result wasn't surprising me. I mean, if you look at Liverpool, they got a great. They always beat Bournemouth. But listen, we're in March, bro. This Nottingham Forest, the Leeds, it's gonna be tough games. Everyone fighting for his life. I'm not surprised. I predict actually Southampton to draw with 1-1 with Man United. I knew United not gonna win that game. I knew it. Because when you look at the history, United just beat Southampton 2-1. They always lose. They always 1-1. It was an easy game today. My point I'm trying to make is these bottom teams in March or May, it's going to be tough, bro. It's going to be always tough.
Can I just point out something quickly? Mo Salah, Gakpo, and Darwin Núñez had a total of 5 shots together in the game. Like that, they didn't create enough chances for themselves to score. Or maybe even if they did, even if they were in good goal scoring positions, they didn't do enough. They had 15 shots in total. 4 of them were actually on target, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just like watching the game itself, you just never felt Liverpool were getting close to breaking the duck. But 1 second, let me just go to Vader. Vader, what are you saying on this game?
Yeah, I mean, after what Liverpool did to United, right? After what they did to United, I was not looking at this to be a banana skin or they're gonna slip up and not get a result. After what they did, I expected them to win. Maybe not comfortably, maybe not another smashing, but again, the opponents that they had, you would have expected a win. Now, to go back with regards to even the penalty shot, Salah, your highest paid player, your finisher, your clinical guy, the guy that comes up in big moments. You expect him to, at very least, put that on target. At the very least, this man needs to put it on target. All last season, when it was speculation, would he sign, and the drama in the summertime, this is why he wanted the money. This is why you want the money. This is why you want to be getting the most. So he needs to show up there. And I think it was a little tongue-in-cheek, maybe I'm wrong, but to say Milner, because he's got a flawless record with regards to penalty shots, he should have taken it. Okay, but I'm in disagreement. Salah needs to step up and needs to show that he could deliver there. To your point, Igal, with the number of shots taken, maybe they weren't on target. You expect more from Liverpool at the very end of it. Maybe it's a case of the emotions ran really high against United, so they kind of slipped up. But I think, unfortunately, it's a little unfair. But the run that Liverpool has been on over the years, this goes back to why they didn't replenish properly in the summer and in January. Maybe it's how they're going to have to battle out and make it to the top four. I disagree with Rax. I don't think they can sneak in. You have to earn that top four because it means so much to your potential signings next season.
Alan, do you think they're going to get it? You're a Tottenham fan, and I know you had some choice words for them after they lost.
Well, let's be honest. Rax said something correct there in the fact that obviously Spurs are not that this season. You know, we're struggling as well. Obviously, Liverpool are struggling. Newcastle were on great form and it dipped, but it looks like it may pick up again. So it's a battle for all three. I don't think, me personally, if I'm looking at who's the favourite, I would say Liverpool are, because they have come from a long way before to get Champions League football under Klopp. So I think that's why they're favourites. Spurs done it to Arsenal yesterday, but Arsenal were just equally last season. But Arsenal was equally as bad as we were, lucky towards the end of the season. So that take it out into context. But I'm going to call it as it is, and this is what I dislike about people and their footballing opinions. Like, me being honest, if this happened to Spurs, we would have been called Spursy by 10 times. This was Spursy of Liverpool, smashing Man United 7-0.
It is Spursy. It is Spursy. I'll give you that.
Let's keep it a buck. Don't get away from it. This was Spursy. Sure. The comment, Dammy, I'm sorry, I love you, Dammy, but Man United, they tore Man United apart with a weak midfield, and then they go and lose to Bournemouth. Salah, I mean, I don't know what he was trying to do with that penalty. Kane got slaughtered in the World Cup, and correctly as well, because found to it and he bottled it. And I didn't ever defend him. I said, you're the penalty taker. You stand up, you take it. You've got to deliver. So when Salah misses it, he's got to be ridiculed regardless. Every player gets that, so he has. For me, I'll be honest, Liverpool are, they're like Spurs this season, majorly inconsistent. Sometimes the football they've played is absolutely horrendous. Sometimes they played good football. And they're just missing a midfield like Spurs are missing the defence. We have to admit we're not that good, and it will be a battle all the way to the end. But people are already dropping comments in saying, oh, am I Conte in because we won one game? No, go away. I'm not Conte in at all. Anyway, digress. For me,
they're only 6 points off you, Alan.
Yeah. Say it again, sorry?
Liverpool is only 6 points off of you.
No. And like I said at the start, we could throw it away. But because Spurs, we're massively inconsistent as well. But there's no way anything else can be described as that Liverpool performance other than Spursy. And for me, I think you were lucky to get the penalty in the first place because the players jumped up. He's not even looking at it. Hold on, the ball's gone over him. He's jumped up. His arms are in the air. And as he's looked back, it's hit him. I said the same for Eric Dyer when the rules were changed.
Did we lose him?
I think we're losing him.
Alan, your internet connection's letting you down, like Eric Dyer.
It's the bullshit detector. The bullshit detector's kicked in.
Yeah. Look, Alan, for your own good.
What I will say.
Oh wow, he's in slow mo.
Yeah, I'm gonna kick him.
I'll say, away from home, we're terrible. If you offered me a draw away, actually, you know what? Even if you offered me a loss against City and a draw in every other away game this season, I'd take it. Because if you give me average 2 points a game, 2 points a game for the rest of the season, I'll take it because I don't necessarily think we'll get that much more on the road. So, yeah, man, it's gonna be a long.
I need you to do me a favor versus Man City.
Oh, this guy's asking for favors.
I knew it got thinking.
Listen,
that
asking for favors.
The funny thing is,
don't rely.
they may do you a favor, I don't think they will, but they may do you a favor, but then they're going to crush it on you as well. So
Listen, Anfield's a tough place for anyone to play. That's the reality.
yeah, but like favor.
I'm not going.
Listen. Just remember this. Remember all these people. Remember all these people who go to Anfield or as away fans, or who like sit on social media and say Anfield atmosphere is not all that. It's not all that. All the Man United fans who've been saying it over the years. Then all of a sudden they were all pretty humble last week. Like, oh yeah,
Anfield. Hey, but that's just a few years. We used to win at Anfield for fun. Remember that. Let's not. We used to win there for fun.
Listen,
John O'Shea, Mata.
all I know is, even though we're talking about the Liverpool segment, you're gonna bring in Arsenal. It's fair enough. We are gonna play them. City's gonna play them. Liverpool's gonna have something to do with this title race. But do you think you're gonna just basically write off that City away game and chalk that Arsenal game as a potential win? Because that's basically what you were doing there.
No. I'm not talking about. I don't want to go into
your internet connection broke out, so I just kicked you so you can come back in.
No, it's fine. Yeah.
We've moved the conversation on. We're talking about
Alan.
Liverpool.
It wasn't important. I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. No, it was. It was very important.
All I heard was Liverpool, Eric Dyer, and then the internet cut.
Yeah, just said about the penalty. It gave me Eric Dyer vibes against Newcastle a couple of seasons back when the same thing happened to him. Weren't a penalty then. That weren't a penalty now. Anyway, Salah still missed it. Doesn't really matter.
Who's saying Liverpool will finish Arsenal? You guys have all this talk for Arsenal. I honestly do feel like it comes from a place of like envy that we have replaced you guys in the league standings.
No, it's just
I think it is.
No,
Yeah.
Not you, Rakesh, but a lot of Liverpool fans are bantering Arsenal as if they're Man City fans. It's weird.
It's because you're talking. Arsenal fans have been talking a lot of shit, so they're just waiting to crush it. We're all waiting.
I don't think I've ever talked shit about Liverpool.
No, I don't get out Liverpool. We're just all.
I only
waiting.
talk shit about Liverpool fans that talk shit about Arsenal, like Ram. These my guys.
It's because if Arsenal win the league here, the narrative which I'm going to jump on because I hate both scumbags is that Arteta has matched Klopp in 3 years compared to 7 in the league. So that is why they're just waiting to pounce on you lot because you're going to run that narrative, and I hear it because you can't.
They don't do that to
intelligent
City.
agenda
Because you can't. Because again, City, Chelsea, Man United, we don't have managers who have won one. So it's going to be between you two for the battle of one. So when you do win the league, Arsenal fans are going to go to Liverpool and say, we matched your greatest error in the league by 1. And you can't involve any of us because we have nothing to do with this. We've all got multiple on our head tops, which is true.
Tamir Ahmed, I'll tell you, I'm going to do transfer news tomorrow on Monday's show. There's nothing really big going on today with transfer news. They're probably just going to talk about the game. Qasim, what do you got to say about Liverpool? Chelsea fans don't like Liverpool. They hate Liverpool. Maybe as much as Manchester United almost. But what do you think? What are you saying? You're loving this?
No, not really. I'm not bothered, bro. I mean, Liverpool, man. It was strange. But listen, you got to give credit to Bournemouth, man. I mean, come on. Bournemouth turned up against Arsenal. Unfortunate thing. People don't understand that, right? I mean, Arsenal scored in the 96, 97 minutes. You know, it wasn't an easy game for Arsenal. They ended up winning it. Liverpool went to there. Remember, I went to Bournemouth ground. I was watching Bournemouth. I went to Bournemouth. It's very small. It's very tight ground. Very tight ground. So Liverpool, they got a good record about them. Liverpool. I'm not gonna justify anything. But listen, man, Bournemouth fighting for their life is in March. You need to look at it this way. Well, you're surprised a bit, but when you play against Nottingham Forest, the lead, the Southampton, it's gonna be tough. But yeah, man, 1-0. Yeah, Newcastle won't play though.
Hey, it is what it is.
Igal Almiron, man.
Igal Almiron, what?
It's called Igal Almiron, isn't it? That Newcastle guy. It's called.
His name is Miguel, not Igal.
Is he Miguel or Igal?
It's Miguel.
Yeah.
You're pulling a Jack Grealish. You're calling me Almiron. God damn. You know what? Talking about Jack Grealish, let's move on to Man City. Guys, I want to ask you guys a question. Is it me or Palace just get these close games with Man City every game they play? I feel like Palace can just get a point off City every year.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who's the manager. Yo, wallahi, that's a violation. Don't ever call me Igal Almiron again. Violation.
What's wrong with the guy? The guy is
early season form. Early season form.
Violation. I feel like you guys are calling me an average player from Newcastle. But yo, let's give no disrespect to Newcastle, but Almiron before this season, he was bang average. That's the reality.
Bro. Almiron is always good player, bro.
Hey, he was good in the MLS, but you know what it is? The MLS
Steve Bruce and Sam Allardyce and all this, bro. Come on, it's always decent player, bro. It's always decent.
Yeah. Okay, so the question is, guys, open floor. I want everyone to interact. I feel like you guys are being very like waiting for me to come to you guys. Just let's I want to talk about this. Erling Haaland's penalty was the only reason why City won, even though they were pushing, trying to get the win the whole time. They could only get the 1-0 win. I get it. It's respectful. They got the win. That's all that matters. The result doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, do you look at this and say, you know what? There's some questions about City? Because if this was Arsenal, I know for a fact you guys would be putting it on to me right now.
Why would we?
Normally I would, yeah, but because this is their bogey ground, like most people expect them to drop points. So when you go and win at your bogey ground and you win 1-0, you've got to look and go, fair enough. So I can't really look at it and be like, oh, they struggled, they didn't look good. They normally lose here. So the fact that they we see it through. Like if you go to Newcastle now and you win 1-0, but nobody can chat to you because you went to a place where you got thumped last year and you ended up turning it around. So, like I said, I'm not going to say it's a convincing performance, but they did what they had to do to win the game. And 3 points. Like, you can't really say much more than that.
It's 11, 12 games left. You need to understand that, bro, right? 11, 12 games left. And to City and Arsenal, it's pressure. So it's all about result. It's not how to play beauty, bro. It's all about result. Now, Palace, if you speak to Guardiola, said, will you stick 1-0? I said, yeah, it's all about the 3 points. Same with Arteta, right? So it's not about how do you win that stage, you know? It's about the 3 point, and you keep going, you keep removing the pressure, and that's what it's all about. And who's gonna crack first? And whoever blinked is in trouble.
Yeah, I agree with the point. We've got to get the result, but I just want to challenge a little bit. It's also about how we play. All right, we actually stifled them from actually having shots on target, right? And again, to not be too boastful, but I think it's a stat that they've been struggling with the last 2-3 games. They just have not been registering shots on target. So I'm glad that we were able to continue that. I think we created like 15 or 14 shots. 4 or 5 of them were on target, and we were taking our chances. Our players did not have the shooting boots. Like, they were slightly off, missing. But again, we don't expect that routinely. So I'm actually happy with the performance as well as the result, because we need to get that against Crystal and Patrick Vieira. Highly respected. Highly respected, because whenever we go against him, whether it's home and away, he makes life difficult. There were moments in that game where he actually had six in that back line, making life difficult for us. So I'm glad we were able to get the result. I'm glad we were able to get that win. And on top of that, to come out of there and players still be fit, no real concerns with regards to injury. I was livid. I was losing my mind when Zaha thought that he was in the WWE and twisted up Stones' leg when he felt he got wrongly tackled or something like that. And that didn't even get contested with a yellow card or anything like that. We'll see whether the league addresses it. But I was losing my mind when that happened. I'm glad we were able to get that result moving forward. Pep said it in a press conference before we even played. These 3 games, now 2, are make or break the season in a sense. First game, Crystal, that's in the league play. Next game, RB Leipzig's Champions League. And the game after that against Burnley is the FA Cup. All huge going into the international break, and I'm glad we got 1 out of 3 done. So I'm real happy with it.
No, but this comment right here by M. Did you see the comment by M?
I don't read comments. I don't read the comments.
Okay, I'll read it then. He said, if we did what Man City done yesterday, everyone would be calling us lucky, and we didn't look good. And I'm just trying to keep it consistent, where it's like we get called out for our poor performance, our shaky performance, our comebacks. We even had people last week saying we're conceding too many goals because we're coming back in games.
But that is accurate, though.
People are held to different standards based on what you've done. It's just how football is. People look at Man City and go, do you know what? It is what it is, because they've done it, and they've done this years gone by. Everton away, they went and got a penalty, they won it. Whereas you haven't been here before. So when you're having cracks against Bournemouth, then we just look at it like it's a crack that you did last year, which you bottled top 4. So you get held to different standards, which is why
and it's deeper than that as well, because it's with regards to this season. You guys have been so much more consistent Rax brought this up enough times. You guys have been so much more consistent throughout the season. We've been trying to find our form inconsistent. We've been saying we're going to go on a run. It hasn't happened yet. We just matched 3 games in a row, winning 3 games consecutively. We've just done that. We've been so inconsistent. So the criticism with regards to when you guys have poor results or a little shaky, leaking goals, that's fair because you haven't been doing that. And you were recently until what you did against Fulham. And for us, we've been not necessarily leaking goals, but we would be leading or be up a goal, and we'd concede after 1 or 2 shots on target, not many opportunities. So it's just been a difference. I wouldn't get too hung up with why the criticism different because it's deserving. You guys have been in different form.
I'm just going to say this one more time. Everyone here, how many games do you think Arsenal are on a winning streak at this moment in time?
How many games? What? Say it again.
In the league? 2, no?
How many games in the league? No, not undefeated. How many wins do you think we've had since the Man City game?
Was Brentford
4 or 5?
4 or 5.
We've had 5 wins.
Okay.
I still feel like people still go back to the Man City game and say, "Oh, you're going to drop off. Look at your result versus Man City. You're going to drop off. Look at your result versus Everton." But when Man City have performances where you can question, they don't get questioned at all. That's my point.
That's not
No,
true.
but it's
That's
because
not
of the
true, man.
consistency, Egal. You guys were in
But
crazy
we've been-
form until you played us.
But Egal, what
We've been
do
more
you want?
consistent than you this
But
season.
Egal, look, I've said for
Yeah,
a
I
while,
know.
right? I think Arsenal are going to win the league. But what do you want? Do you want people to say, "Oh, Arsenal are going to do it now"? Look, people are going to always question it
Yes.
until you do it.
Yes.
And I don't think that's unfair. Like people can have that opinion, and then when Arsenal do it, then you can turn back to in their face and say, "You know what? You doubted us. Here's the Premier League."
If they
I don't
Egal.
see why there's a clamour from some Arsenal fans, not everybody, but some Arsenal fans, for people to have doubts. People are allowed to have doubts, right?
Until you do something, you won't get the respect that you deserve. It's so simple. It's
Bro,
like
even after we won the Premier League, people say, "Oh, it doesn't count as a COVID league."
Yeah.
Right? Even after we won it.
Again, you need to understand, bro.
You haven't been able to win one
team,
since-
if you're on top, everyone out there want to get you. Yeah, so it is what
It's all about being proven, though, Egal. It's just you haven't shown that you can go 12 rounds. That's all that it is, right? So until you win the league and going 12 rounds to do it, others are going to question you. We've shown that we can go. Liverpool have shown that we can go. We can go to the latter stages and win this league. You guys just need to prove it, and then people believe.
You know what?
Can I just
Fair enough.
Well, can I just say?
Alan, go ahead.
I'll be honest. I'll be honest in regards to the whole like Man City and Arsenal thing. At the end of the day, I was consistent last time when I said about you weren't playing great against Bournemouth, but you came back to win. Man City were playing well against Palace and somehow found a way over when they weren't going for them. Both teams are doing that. Both teams are going to have good performances and not go over the line. Some people are going to do that. People being overly critical of one and not the other is being a bit biased, a bit salty maybe. You just got to call it as it is. Arsenal played magnificently today, smashed Fulham. They played, they were playing poorly against Bournemouth and got the win. Man City, they played brilliant against Nottm Forest, lost and ended up getting a draw, and they played brilliantly against Palace and only just go over the line. You're going to have games like this, tight games for the rest of the season. Yeah. It just depends on who buckles under the pressure. And so far, Arsenal are holding it together. You've got tough games coming up. You've got Liverpool away. Well, Bournemouth can help you with that. Then you've got Man City again. So you've got tough games. We'll see how it goes. But just got to be honest, as it is, you're doing well.
I think Man City also have some tough games. If I'm not mistaken, they got Leipzig, they got Liverpool also, but then that's pretty much it in their next 5 games. They don't really have as much as us, I would say.
We got Leipzig, Burnley, Liverpool coming. We got Liverpool after the international break.
We have Liverpool. Okay, so let me tell you guys the running for Arsenal versus Man City for the next 5 games. Arsenal have Sporting, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Liverpool, and West Ham. Okay, then you have Man City, who have. Let me just show you instead of actually.
Is that a Palace game, home or away?
Palace is at home. We faced them away in the first game of the season. Okay. So I'm just gonna pull it up. So Arsenal play Sporting, Crystal Palace, Leeds. We play the next 3 games away. I mean at home, and then we play Liverpool and West Ham away. By the way, at home, we have a good record, but in London we are 11 for 11 when it comes to results. Like we've only drawn one game, and it was against Brentford, right? And that game at home. Where Man City, 4 of their next 5 games are at home. Leipzig at home, Burnley at home in the FA Cup, West Ham at home, Liverpool at home, and then Southampton away. So really and truly, we both
I think the West Ham game is a postponed game. I think.
My point is both of our teams have good runs. I really don't see us dropping too much points. This is Man City's, if you guys want to see it. And then when it comes to Arsenal's, this is Arsenal's.
How many points? How many wins you getting out of that run? You think? Yeah.
What the Premier League games?
Yeah.
I say 10. I would mark down the Liverpool game as a potential shaky draw, but I would want us to get at least all 4 wins, but I could see one of them being a shaky draw. And now I would say Liverpool is the only one I would be worried about. West Ham win, Leeds win. No. West Ham away, we have a stupendous record. Crystal Palace, Leeds at home, I'm not worried. The only game I would be worried about is traveling to Anfield. Same thing for you. You look at these games, in the Champions League, you're going to have to play a full strong team. But then in the 3 league games you have here, you're going to have West Ham, Liverpool, and Southampton. Really and truly, you should beat West Ham. Liverpool, your favorites, but you never know. And then Southampton, you should beat them. So.
What are your feelings on Europa again? You could care less, right? Don't really care about that. No.
The reality is now that it's there, and we have an opportunity to win it, we gotta go for both. But we've shown that we can rotate. Look, there's nobody in the Europa League. Who's in the Europa League that's actually a threat? Let me show you guys the matchups.
Juventus, Roma, Man United.
Man United, pretty much.
Juventus.
Silva.
Sevilla.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want Juventus.
No, but you know what? I don't think you understand that Juventus have to play the Europa League like it's life or death, because if they don't get their points back, they aren't seeing Champions League without the Europa League. So I don't want to play them. I don't want to play them life or death because they're going to go all out. So why the hell would I want to play them?
I personally, just bringing it back to the actual point I was making. Arsenal and Man City is going to go down to the wire, but it's really and truly going to go down to that game that we play each other at the end. And if Arsenal can get a draw, you can pretty much consider the league wrapped up for us. But if Man City win that game and we don't drop points up until this point, you never know. Really and truly, that game is going to be the decider. The team that wins that game or gets the result that favors their squad in that game is going to be the one that wins the league, in my opinion. It's very difficult to predict everything. But right now, we're the favorites. We keep doing what we're doing. And you guys seen the performance today from Trossard, just moving it on to Arsenal, unless you guys want it. And while we're still talking about Arsenal, you guys can mention Man City again, obviously, because it's relevant. Mikel Arteta, 100 wins as Arsenal manager in, I think, like 167 games. He got 100 wins.
Is he the quickest to do it?
I think he's second. I think he's
second. Who?
I don't think. I'm just looking at the fixtures. 1, 2, 3, 4. After Arsenal play Man City, there are still 5 games to go after that. I don't think it's all done necessarily. Okay, if Arsenal win, maybe I'll consider it done.
If it's Arsenal win, I think Arsenal.
But if it's a draw, I wouldn't say it's. Wait, obviously it depends how many points. But say points are the same, 5 matches to go. I wouldn't say it's completely.
You still have to beat Chelsea as well. I mean,
okay, let's do this again. So you're saying Arsenal play Man City. There's Chelsea. I would hope that we could go into that City game and it's not a title decider.
Wait. What's it called? Igal, look at it this way. Right? You've got City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton back to back to back to back. That is where if you come out of that Brighton whatever 4-game run, because I'm including Brighton because they fuck up your season every year. If you come out of that top of the league, I think you'll win it anyway now. If you come out of that top of the league, consider it done. I don't think Forest, what's the other one? Forest and Southampton are doing anything. So if you come out of that 4-game run,
fair.
Then you go Man City. Man City got a tough run. They play Chelsea, Brentford, Everton, who's fighting for their life. They got Arsenal, obviously.
Come on, Iga, you can't do
that.
That's dangerous. He's right.
Stop. Look at this.
That's a tough run.
Okay. How do you guys consider tough runs? Let's be fair. Liverpool play both teams. Chelsea Chelsea play both teams, right? Brighton play both teams.
Where is it? Where is it?
It's right here.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're saying
You're away. You mean
Liverpool at home versus Liverpool away is not the same thing.
Okay, so they have Liverpool at home. They play Brighton away. Okay.
Man
Then
City
they play
but
Arsenal.
listen. The Brighton is football pitch is big. We saw Manchester City, man. I think Manchester City will get points there. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
We've got the tougher running, gal. I agree with you. I agree.
Because you have Champions League, you have Champions League, you have the tougher run. That's the reality.
And FA, we got Champions League and the FA.
If
So
they
that's
overtake
the
you,
congestion.
before, they are not letting it slip. By the way, if they overtake you at any point during that run, that's still win the league. That's what I'm saying.
You want to know something? I heard this before. They
When did
overtook
you
us, and for 3 days we got bantered, and then the next day, the next win, we took
We
it
didn't
back.
really overtake you. You still had a game in hand,
Yeah, you
but
still had a
I
game in
hear your
hand.
point.
No, but bro, you wouldn't have thought that the way people were reacting. They were going crazy.
We all knew. We just thought it was just funny because you were flirting with getting 8 points, 11 points clear like for 3 weeks, and now you're suddenly behind the team. Like that is hilarious.
You were never flirting with 11. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
you had a
No,
chance.
the same way you want to point out that some fans were talking about, oh, we now took the top of the league. We're now going to go on a run. You still had your Arsenal fans saying, you know what, this gap is going to be increased. It's going to become 11. It's going to keep growing. So in all balance, we were all real. You still had a game in hand, so nothing was decided.
Okay, fair enough. Now let's just talk about today's game. The mentality of these players, the fact that we're getting players back, Leandro Trossard performing the way that he's done. You know, there's people who actually question why we signed Leandro Trossard. They're saying he's old. These are Arsenal fans saying, why are we signing this guy who Tottenham wanted? We should have gone for Mudryk. We should have spent all the money on Mudryk. I was okay with Trossard personally. I just thought that it was underwhelming based on the fact that we were going to look to spend so much money on an exciting signing like
he wasn't your first choice.
And thing. It wasn't our first choice. He was our second choice, but what a second choice he's been. Man got a hat trick of assists today. He now has 1 goal, 5 assists since he's come into Arsenal. He's played 10 games and he's contributed 6 goal contributions already. Mikel Arteta getting his 100th win. If you don't know, we're on a 5-game winning streak. We've now gone 5 games this season undefeated away from home in London derbies. We've beaten 5 for 5. There's 6 London derbies that we could have this season. And we've and out of 11 games that we played in London derbies, we haven't dropped points in any of them. I mean, we haven't lost in any of them, and we've won 5 of them away from home with clean sheets. We've got a clean sheet at Chelsea, clean sheet at Manchester City. Sorry, not Manchester City. I'm talking about Fulham, Palace, Brentford, and Tottenham. All of them clean sheets also. So that's crazy. And the final thing I was going to say, Gabriel Jesus is back. This team still has 5 points ahead of Man City with Gabriel Jesus coming back, Trossard in the team, Eddie Nketiah is going to be coming back. We have our defense fully fit, our midfield fully fit, everyone in the team's fit.
Who sits? Who sits with when Jesus comes back?
Bro, at this moment in time, it's going to be a rotation between Jesus, Trossard, and what's it called, Martinelli. And Bukayo Saka hasn't even gotten 1 minute of rest this season. Like, he's started every game almost, except for the Europa League. So maybe he gets an opportunity to sit down and you have Trossard start on the right or Jesus start on the right. It doesn't matter. We have those 3, when they play, they rotate so well, they interchange so well. It's like fluidity.
All right.
Right? Let me know, guys, what you thought about the Arsenal game in the chat. And guys here, let me know. What do you guys think? Because we've done it. We keep winning.
I'm gonna quickly say this with regards to your match. And actually, damn, I got to bounce. I'm going to bounce real soon. But I'm going to say this. The game was expected 3 points. And I know I sound like a broken record when I come to the show and you're like, what were the expectations? I pretty much chalk it up. I'm not looking for any favors. I see who you guys, whatever your fixture is, and I'm like, that's 3 points for Arsenal. Let's handle our business. Did not expect that 3-0. You guys were in control. But when I saw 3-0 at half, I did expect more in the second half. You could tell me whether you guys took your foot off the gas, where you just managed the game out. I'm not too sure. But Fulham, you guys chalk it up 3 points. Let me handle my business moving forward next week. I was surprised to see Jesus on that pitch. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch it. So if you can quickly tell me, what did you think of his movement? Were you happy with, was there a huge applause for when he got on the pitch? Let me know what you thought.
Gabriel Jesus played.
Gal, 1 second. Let me ask my guy here. Do you think he made a mistake selling Jesus?
Do I think we made a mistake selling him?
Yeah.
Yes, to Arsenal.
I don't think it was a mistake to sell him because there was no possibility of thinking that Arsenal was going to go on the run that they went on. Winning 9 out of 10 to start the season, nobody, I don't care who you are, no one foresaw that.
No. I'm not talking
So
about
from
Arsenal. I'm not talking about Arsenal. I'm talking about Jesus all around. Because look, Jesus is all around player. He can play anywhere.
He is, but he wanted out. He wanted more playing time. The same thing,
fair
and
enough,
Pep says
fair
this
enough.
all the time. Whether it's Sterling, Jesus, or Zinchenko, if those guys want first-time minutes, and it's never guaranteed at City, then we say all the best to you. So he was going to be sent. Hey, Sterling was sent. Zinchenko. If it's done for proper business and it was done well, they weren't sent off cheap, and we did what we had to do. What City's going to do because they weren't quote unquote replenished or replaced, it's going to happen in the upcoming summer. That's just how we're going to run it.
Yeah. To be fair, Igal today. Listen, Arsenal today against Fulham.
Yo, Vader's got to go, by the way. Big up Vader.
Yeah.
Big up,
Yo,
man.
bless guys. Thanks for having me
Yes,
on.
Igal. Arsenal today against Fulham. But anyone say this is the routine when listen, we'll expect a 3-point. But listen, I think Arsenal today against Fulham, bro. Arsenal was amazing because Fulham is a very, very good team. They've got very, very good manager, and on top of that is a London derby. So in a way, Arsenal to go there and act like that, I think that was very good by Arsenal. I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually praise Arsenal, but to go to London derby like that, and and because derby, any form out the window. So to go there, and listen, Fulham is a very good team as well. And a top manager. So credit to Arsenal today. I think they were brilliant.
Respect. What about you, Alan? You gonna give us some ratings?
Ratings for what? Sorry, I keep thinking.
People, we got 104 people in the chat. Let me know what you guys thought about the Arsenal game. Hit that like button right now. How is it that we have 105 of you guys in the chat and we don't even have 70 likes yet? Hit that like button. Also, I'm gonna put a poll question. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Man City is gonna win the league, or do you think Arsenal is gonna win the league? Let me know in the chat. Actually, should I say? Forget about that. Was it a mistake for Man City to sell Gabriel Jesus? Yes or no? That's the question I'm going to put in the chat. But Alan,
yes,
forget about Man City right now. Don't worry about the connection, bro. It's okay. But just let me know what you thought about Arsenal's win, and we're gonna move on from this to Man United afterwards. But everyone here, just give me your take on the Arsenal win and what you think. Can we keep this up? Because we now have Jesus back. We now have Trossard back. We have our fully fit midfield. We have a fully fit defense. We have a team that's flying. Everyone's on the right pace. The only person who's out is El Neni and Eddie Nketiah. And Eddie Nketiah is going to be back for the Leeds game. Rakesh, come on, bro. You backed us to win this league. You still backing us?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until I see a drop off in Arsenal and City winning games without struggling, then I won't change my opinion. But right now, I think Arsenal win the league. Like I said, I haven't seen enough from City to say that they can, that they're back to the ultra high level they've been in recent seasons. And Arsenal looks super consistent. So, look, if Arsenal, I can't say if Arsenal, nosedive and turn really shit and lose the next 3 games, then maybe my opinion will change, and I think that's fair enough. But right now, I don't see any reason for that to happen, and I don't see any reason why Arsenal win the league. I don't think it'll be like a 10-point gap, but I think it'll be 3 points plus.
Okay, Alan, what are you saying now?
So I said in recent weeks that for me, Arsenal are favourites to win the league because obviously the way you're playing on that, and I still say you are because you're still getting wins. But what I will say is obviously the teams you're expecting to beat, you're struggling against, and then the teams people are saying you might drop points at, like Fulham today, you go and absolutely smash them off the park. And I even tweeted it. I hate saying it, but you were sublime today. And it's just one of them things where I keep hoping and praying that you fuck up, but you're not doing it. So I just have to keep being honest. Because as soon as if you do fuck up, I will troll you. It's what I do. It's in my blood. I can't get out. It will. But I'm also fair and consistent. I'm not one of these fans that will just look for excuses and stuff like that. You were really good today, and you made Fulham, who when people go there, they play to their strengths. They play the ball out to Mitrovic. He brings people into play. They couldn't do that. You were just all over him. You carved them apart. So I would be an absolute idiot if I was sitting here going, "Oh, but yeah, your midfield wasn't great," or nitpicking and stuff like that, which you were across the park. So I have to be honest, and it pisses me off. But yeah, Arsenal are still favourites for the title. But you've led the title for so long this season. If or when you do drop off, and if you do lose the title when you've led for most of the season, I will be coming for you. If not,
Dammy might be a little more shameless. Dammy, what are you saying before we go on to Man United?
in terms of which bit? Because like he said, like Alan said, if you don't win that league title, please block me. I just please block me because I won't let you live it down. If you invite me to this show, you will end the stream early because I will make sure. I was on a space defending Arsenal earlier, telling ask Billy Babbo, I was defending you, telling you deserve it. You will win the league. I put my life on the line. So if you don't win this league, because I said it, you deserve everything that's coming to you. But I do think you will win the league. I don't think Man City are good enough in terms of consistency to win the league this year. So yeah, I think that you'll win it, and it should be like maybe 3 or 4 points even. It might even be bigger. So who knows?
And Qasim, every video I ask you the same question. Every video,
bro, come on.
You say Man City. Do you believe it yet?
Listen. No, for anyone, and listen, that's my opinion.
Okay.
For anyone to say Arsenal winning the league, that is really, it's not working with me. It doesn't sit with me. I tell you what, it's a lot of games to play. You have to play home and go away. Manchester City been there before. A lot of people saying they're not that team. They're not consistent this year. Blah, X, Y, and Z. Listen, bro. You had to get the win, and it wasn't really against Palace, but they got the win. No, I'm gonna stick with City right now, just because of experience and been there 5 times before. And anything can happen. It's a lot of games to play. It's still 11 games to go, and they're gonna play each other like you said before, Igal. Playing each other is crucial. If Arsenal win that game or even draw, I'm gonna come to your show, Igal, or obviously tweet you and I tell you, Igal, congratulations, you won the league. But otherwise, bro, we just have to win.
Okay. People in the chat, let me know who's going to win the league. Spam the chat. Is it going to be red or is it going to be blue? Put a red emoji for Arsenal. Put a blue emoji for Man City. People putting red emojis already. And also, since we're going to be talking about Manchester United for the last time, put 7s in the chat also. My guy, Danny, what are you saying? After you lost 7-0, you guys bounced back versus Betis and won that game. But then this game, you could say you guys got robbed. There's some controversial refereeing decisions. I'll get the images up ready for us to talk about them. But reality is, you were not good enough on the day. You guys dropped points, and you went from title contenders to title pretenders.
Well, we didn't. We really didn't, because if people were putting us in a title race, then they're casual football fans. Because we were never in a title race. We were never good enough.
Yeah, but some United fans did though.
Yeah, but again, they're casual football fans too. Because if you watch football, like we all do, you can clearly see that our starting 11 isn't good enough. We have shit players in our starting 11. So if you're sat there telling us you're in a title race as a United fan, you are a casual football fan. You do not know football. We have shit players starting. But like I said today, yeah, you can blame the ref. We could have had 2 penalties.
Yeah.
The ref card was soft, but at the end, it was a red card, and we weren't good enough to win the game before he got sent off and after. So I don't want to hear any excuses. Like it's Southampton the other day. They're bottom of the league, or who's bottom of who's? I don't know, because Bournemouth have all of a sudden flown up because of Liverpool. So I don't.
Southampton are
they're
bottom.
Still bottom.
They're bottom because of what Bournemouth did. So yeah, the bottom of the league, we should have been winning the game. Richard's laughing. These lot made us look even worse because they then lost to bottom of the league. They took them out of bottom and made. Now when we played Southampton, now we've actually technically drawn to bottom of the league. There's Holt giving us stinkers. But yeah, it's a bit.
We've done it twice. We lost to Forest when they were bottom of the league. And we lost the ball from them. And we're playing We're playing Southampton, I think, pretty soon.
Yeah, you are. But
let me come in, bro.
Was Casemiro's tackle a red card for you guys?
Yeah. He would.
Can I show you guys the image?
Yeah, come on, go on.
Let's get the image up here. So this is the image. Was this a red card for you guys?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Over the ball.
Yeah, the
does
stud is
straight-
high, yeah. You can see the stud, bro.
Leg
That's the
break.
red-
Sure. It's a red card.
No, but he went for the ball and he got the ball, but once he got the ball, he went through the ball and he hit him by accident.
No. He's gone
the
over
rules.
the
The rules
ball.
are,
There's a difference.
yeah, but also the rules aren't about getting the ball, not getting the ball. It's about endangering a player.
Yeah.
That's what the rules are. It's not about, okay, you got the ball, yeah, maybe he touched the ball, whatever, or it's about whether you endanger the safety of an opponent.
Yeah.
That's the rule. And
Wait, can I ask a question very
you have to
quickly?
decide
The
whether
people
that's
that
the
say it's
case or
a
not.
penalty, the people that say it's not a penalty, on another day, that type of tackle breaks his leg. Is that then a red card?
Son never got a red card for breaking someone's leg. That's what I was told.
He did against Everton, against Gomez, and it weren't
Gomez, yeah.
Everton player, and it weren't even him. Aurier was the one who actually made the contact, but Son pushed him first, so he got a red card. Sorry, he did get a red card. On another day, if that's a leg break, every one of us is going, that's definitely a red card because it didn't break his leg. People are saying, oh, he didn't intend. Sorry, it's clumsy. It's endangering the player. On another day, that breaks his leg, and everyone's crying for a red card. So it doesn't matter that it didn't break his leg.
That's right.
But Dami, you agree it's a red card?
Yeah, 100%. Like Alan said, he's following through. Like the thing is, in La Liga, he used to make these kind of challenges and get away with it. He has to understand that we're no longer in La Liga. They're not going to favour you. I know that we are the biggest club in the country, but they're not going to favour you because of who you play for. So she's just got to calm down because he's missed 8 games through suspension. Once you start missing 8 games, that's a lot of games for you to be saying, "Oh, it's not a red card." No, he needs to just calm down. He's probably our best player as well, so it's a big loss, but it is a red card. In my opinion.
Hassan, do you think it's not a red?
Oh no, 100, bro, 100% red. You can see, look. In that photo over there, you can see his stud. If you see the stud, that's red. 100%.
Okay.
I just want to highlight something, man. United fans and YouTubers, bro. Shameless, bro. Lost 100%. Listen, I heard, sorry, my guy, it's nothing personal. Bro. Listen, bro. I heard after they lost to Liverpool lost to Bournemouth, man. They're all coming out. You lost 7-0 to Liverpool. And in the league, we're not talking about the European League, in them drawing again 0-0. 7-0 to Liverpool, bro. It's not shameless, bro. And people come out with the chest. Oh, look at Liverpool. They lost 1-0 to Bournemouth. Who cares, bro? You lost 7-0 to Liverpool. That's shameless, bro. People coming out with their chest because excited because Liverpool lost. That is terrible. That's bad.
Okay, let's move on to this, Qasim. Were they robbed of a penalty, guys? I'm going to show you guys the 2 penalty challenges, and I'm not I'm just going to show you guys. This was the first one. So the player came through and clipped Bruno as he got the ball, and then this was the other one where it looks like there's a handball situation in the box. What is the player doing so low to the ground? And it was 2 weird situations. So these were the 2 situations where Man United fans were saying they got robbed. Do you guys agree with these?
Let me highlight Bruno Fernandes, man. I don't think that's penalty. The guy got the ball. Point number 1. Point number 2. Bruno Fernandes is the most overrated player, man. He's a crybaby. United will never win the league with him. Come on, I'm not doing it for clicks. I'm just saying it. I think your main player you lost, the best player United lost over the years was Paul Pogba. Not Bruno Fernandes, man. You put all your eggs in one basket. That Bruno Fernandes, man, he's not the man who's going to take you to the promised land. That's my opinion, man. He's a crybaby.
Will anyone disagree with the Bruno Fernandes penalty? Because Man United fans are fuming. Dami.
I haven't seen him. Okay, go ahead, Dami. Go on then.
It's a hard one because, again, if you're putting your leg there to deliberately get contact to then get a penalty, then it's not really that obvious. The other one's a penalty, though, if you're going to show it, the handball. That's a penalty because why is your hand there on the floor? It's like Chelsea versus West Ham when the Soucek, he put his hands deliberately when the ball's coming. That's a handball.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
a handball. It's not given, though. Just move on.
Yeah, so we wasn't given, is what it is. But, yeah, it's a handball. It's poor refereeing again. But what do we expect from this country?
Fair enough. We're gonna now just shift.
United guy. Do you believe him? Do you think Bruno Fernandes will take you to the promised land?
No, I don't like Bruno Fernandes. I think he's.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
I think he's all right. Yeah, and I think he does get cooked a lot. But at the end of the day, the way that people put him on a pedestal, I don't see it. They tell me he's better than KDB. Yeah. They tell me he's the best midfielder in the world. They tell me he's this, he's not. So if you bring him back down a pedestal, then maybe I'd like him more. Also, we need 2 controllers in our midfield, and he's not one of them. We play basketball football. Every week is you have a shot, we have a shot, you have a shot, we have a... If we had, and I know Igal's are going to like this, but if we had 2 controllers in our midfield, even one, where we wouldn't have lost to Arsenal, because it was 2-2, and we just needed people to keep the ball for 1 minute. That's all we needed, you to keep the ball between you for 1 minute, and Arsenal wouldn't have kept coming back. But every single second, Arsenal kept coming and coming and coming. That happens every single game. So
we were relentless in that game. I don't think
no, but bro, we could have easily held out had we not, because you scored goals for our mistakes. Had we just kept the ball a little bit more, but Aaron Bissaka got the ball and he's just passing it back. You can't do that. Your goal was literally from Aaron Bissaka. I think he passed it out, and then you got the ball, and then you went and scored from across wherever. So it's us that keeps doing it every single game. So
fair enough. And guys, Rakesh and everybody else, we're going to now jump into Tottenham and Chelsea. They pretty much had the exact same performance, just slightly different teams. 3-1 both. So we're going to talk about them together. First, we'll talk about Tottenham, because Alan needed to get prepared for Tottenham conversation with a drink. Alan, what are you saying?
Yeah, it was a 3-1 win. It was better than losing like we have, but Spurs fans were already going. What was that? Sorry?
Pressure's off. That's why you won.
No. Spurs fans were already saying, "Oh yeah, great to get back to winning ways and come on fourth and all that." For me, even if we get fourth, it's an absolute failure of a season. Going out the cups the way we did. I wanted from last season, based on this season, I said third and trophy. That was my expectations. We're not going to live up to those expectations. So Conte out. See people in the chat earlier on asking, because Conte won a game, are you Conte in? No. Putting up with 4 or 5 months of absolute shit football, boring results and stuff like that, to lose and go out of all the cups. One good win. I'm not going to go all Conte in. I'm sorry. People that go like that over one thing need to get a clue on football. Seriously.
Alan, I have a question for you. What would it take to change your opinion and make you Conte in?
Yeah.
Nothing. He's done.
Nothing. You're top 4. There's no trophy or whatever. Okay.
But that's I mean, come on. If you
Hold on. Last season, top 4, we scraped top 4, and I'll be honest, we got as much top 4 from ourselves than Arsenal throwing it away at the end. You then buy, and Spurs fans, obviously, I gave it a rating of 6-7. Spurs fans then ask, basically say, "Oh yeah, we've had a really good transfer window. We've, improved in many areas and all that. We expect this, that, and the other. We expect top 3 and a trophy." Those were my targets. We've massively underperformed. We've thrown away so many points where we shouldn't have done. So many poor performances. We sat at the back and defended. We've probably dropped about 10 plus points through poor performances and negative team selections and negative tactics from Conte. We've got out of all the cups in horrendous fashion, losing to Nottm Forest when we were 1-0 down to Nottm Forest earlier on in the League Cup. He takes Harry Kane off when we need a goal and puts on a defender. What on earth is he on? We then go out. It was a good team, but no, we make some changes. We still got the team to do it, and he doesn't have Harry Kane on. Another piss poor managerial performance there. And AC Milan, we're 1-0 down, and we pretty much give him a fucking easy night, coasting through to the next round. And then also we go down to 10 men. He takes Kulusevski off and puts Davinson Sanchez on. Absolutely not. Sorry, Conte will never, in my eyes, I will never say that he's good. He's going to stay at Spurs. I want him gone, and I hope he does go. Simple as.
Let me say something to the Tottenham guy, man. Come on, bro. Listen, man. Come on. Listen, bro. Come on, Alan, man. You're not expecting to win the league. So let's be realistic, man. Point number: when Conte came in, bro, he came in December or January? After Nunes?
No. He came in about October.
Relax a second. Relax. When he came in December,
I'm answering you.
Yeah. What month is he? Is it December or January?
When he came in? Sorry.
Was it December or January?
Wait, no, he came in October.
Good. When he came in October, Nunes, the previous manager, was 10th in the table. Am I right?
Okay.
Good.
You're saying
just one second. He was 10th in the table. He took you. He took you to the top 4. Right. So he beat everybody else in the top 4. We're talking about the top 6. Arsenal, Chelsea. He got you to the promising land, that's what is your max, top 4. And this year, he's still in top 4, bro. So what do you expect? I don't know what Tottenham expect.
Okay, so hold on. So because top four is promised us where we are and all that, so basically I have to accept top four is the only way. So we can get fourth, but we can't push on, and we can't kick it higher because we're Tottenham. No, that BS doesn't flow with me at all.
No, he's asking you what did you expect?
No. Alan's being fact though.
Alan's third than the trophy. So my expectation,
Alan's spitting facts here because when you look at how everything has gone, obviously, like you can say they're Spurs, whatever, it's fine. But if they get knocked out by us or get knocked out by Man City in the league, whatever, in the FA Cup, it's fine. They lost to Sheffield United in the FA Cup. That is not acceptable. Like you said, AC Milan was 0-0. I thought maybe it would be 1-1, 2-1, whatever. At least if they go out and they score, it is what it is. It was 0-0. Like, you can't accept this and just say, oh, because they're Spurs, they're not meant to be here. It's not good enough. You're just not doing anything. In these games, you should be going through, or at least trying to go through, and you're losing to, I don't know, who did you lose to in the Carabao Cup?
Sheffield United.
Even worse. So Forest,
sorry,
Sheffield United, and AC Milan is their whole cup competition. How can you tell me they're Spurs? That's rubbish. They should at least be doing a lot better than that, and that's on the manager. And I speak for me to say that because I'm a big Conte fan. I want Man United, but it's not good enough. It is not. You're losing to shit teams, and people are saying, "Oh, they're Spurs." No, that's not acceptable. I'm just sorry, it's not.
It's ironic, a Chelsea fan asking me about my manager and everything like that, who get in top four and all that stuff. It looks like your limit's 10th because you've got to have back-to-back wins and you're still 10th. So you can't really come to me about managers and performances.
No. Alan, listen. We 10th. We're not great this season. Yeah, but listen, we team won't win trophies, and we always want trophies. And you know the fans. They always turn against manager because listen. That's our mentality, bro. I'm asking you a question. I disagree with my Man United guy here. Conte came in to get you top four. Am I right? Or what do you expect from Conte to win you the league?
A trophy.
What kind of? So let me ask you, my guy here, My United guy.
Yes,
right?
like buying people.
Would you take the FA Cup or you finish top four?
Me as a Man United fan, or him as me saying for him. Who am I?
No. Logically speaking, would you take top four or you win the FA Cup?
Me as of right now. Go on.
Sorry, this top four fallacy as a trophy is absolute stupidity. Let's get over this whole thing. Top four is a trophy. It is not a trophy. This is no dig to Egal. This was made a
They are dig to Egal, that one.
When Arsene Wenger was getting top four all the time, the Arsenal fans thought that was a trophy. I said back then it wasn't a trophy. It's not a trophy now. You go to the top competition in Europe to what? Do nothing, can go out to AC Milan by not showing up for a second leg. What are you on? I'm sorry. You must be smoking the good stuff tonight because you're not making.
So let me ask you, Alan. Would you take top four or you take FA Cup? Let me ask you, bro. Would you take top four or FA Cup?
Conte was brought in to win trophies, and he has not done that. Let's go back to last season as well. Middlesbrough in the FA Cup, where he went out. We went out to Middlesbrough, Nottm Forest, Sheffield United, and the really poor AC Milan this season. If you're accepting of that, then that's on you. No wonder you like him Potter as your manager. Simple as.
Alan, we different, bro. We go for the league, bro.
One second.
We go for the Champions League. We don't do that nonsense.
Alan, you've been on this show for a long time. Alan, you've been on this show for a long time.
One last question. Alan, who's to replace Conte? Who to replace Conte?
Anyone. So
Luis Enrique.
I like De Zerbi for Brighton. I like Gallardo, who was River Plate manager. They're the top two that I would go for. Poch is not on my list.
What about Luis Enrique?
On your list? What was that? Sorry?
If Luis Enrique joins Tottenham,
it just feels samey to me. Samey in the way they're trying to win now, but then they don't give the manager funds to win now.
Alan's spitting facts here because, like he's saying, you're just a certain club normalized top four as like some big trophy.
Whoa! Stop.
Wait.
It's not
top four though.
And then what teams are doing, and clubs saying, "Oh, I'd rather prioritize top four when you're going to go there, Champions League, and do fuck all." If I would like to be in the top four because it's the Premier competition, I don't want to be in the Europa League. But if you're telling me an FA Cup to at least get the fans to cheer about something, it's a trophy, and you can go for top four afterwards, I would rather take that because
we won 4 FA Cups. No one gives a shit about them.
No.
That's right. That's right.
Because your league record says.
What are you talking about? So
You're-
before we got bantered because we weren't in top 4. We got bantered when we were in top 4. We got bantered when we won trophies. The reality is, it doesn't matter what Tottenham do. They're still going to get gold coin.
Because if Tottenham start winning trophies, we'll all say fair enough, because that's probably their level right now. You are Arsenal Football Club. You are known for winning league titles. You have not been doing that for nearly 20 years. That's why we all laugh at you. If Tottenham start winning FA Cups and Carabao Cups, we will say fair enough, because that is the level of the standard we hold to them. You are a big club. You are a top 3 club.
Something?
Huh?
We win the league this year.
You're done.
You're the next banter club. Because Chelsea won it recently. Liverpool just won it. You're the one that's next. So
We'll spin it back to the Champions League, brother.
There you go.
Also,
You
last
see?
thing before we carry on, Chelsea, man. You said Chelsea are, you do nothing but
Let's
win.
go to Chelsea now. Yes.
Let's hear it from Alan, bro.
One second.
Let's hear it, bro. Let's hear it.
1 second. Before Alan goes.
Let me finish my point.
Okay,
You've
go
always
ahead,
had
Alan.
that standards and like that. No, you only had standards of winning and winning consecutively when you had money. Before that, you were irrelevant.
I know you're going to say that, Alan. Alan, I know exactly you're going to say that. Bro, come on. Get over that money thing, man. Because everyone's got money now. No, listen, Alan, listen. I'm not going to lie. Ask United fans, ask Liverpool fans, bro. If a Sheikh coming in or the brains, they would take him in a heartbeat. Come on, let's not lie on ourselves, bro. Listen, I feel for you. I know how you feel, bro. And I don't feel sorry. I feel sorry for Tottenham, but it is what it is. You need to accept, bro. I said it to Tottenham lad before. I don't know which one. You're a mediocre team. You just top 7, 8. Your expectation is too high, bro. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Top 4. Let me finish. I didn't interrupt you, bro.
Go on. Waffle some more.
I said it before. Leicester achieved more than Tottenham, though. Leicester achieved more than Tottenham. And that's the reality, right? Winning the league, FA Cup, and stuff like that. I don't know exactly what I expect from Tottenham, bro. I don't know exactly. You've got to be realist, man. You've got to be realist.
I didn't expect anything from your team before you got your money, because you did fuck.
Wait.
I say I'm gonna go back to the money thing. We'll go in now.
No, you came from before. You were nothing before. Be humble with it.
But the thing is, I don't like that kind of stuff though, because people would. I like Tottenham. I don't really dislike them because we don't have a rivalry. But people always sit there and think Tottenham demand this and Tottenham demand that. To demand to win a trophy, as at one point they were probably one of the top 4 or 5 biggest clubs in the country, is not a hard ask. It's not impossible. Leicester can do it. Wigan did it. I don't even know the other ones that did it. Swansea did it. So why can't Tottenham? Why can't they fans demand that? They're not asking to win the league. I haven't heard him say that. They nearly did, but I haven't heard them say that. They just say they want to win trophies, and they're not doing that, and they have every right to complain. Let me
ask. I need to get the comments involved. Comments. Let me know what year you think Tottenham are finally going to win a trophy. You could put 2025. Sorry, what am I saying? 2025.
That's a fair question again. I'm open for this because I want to know what people are saying. Again,
let me know what year. Let me know what year, what calendar year you think Tottenham are going to finally win a trophy.
Now you're over.
Yo, Alan, I don't know what you're saying. Did you say Chelsea are small?
No, Chelsea were small before they got their money. They had less trophies.
I was small now, Alan. Are we small now?
Yeah, before you got your money.
Alan,
listen to
I was small now. I was small.
You were small before your money. No, you're not because you had your money, but be humble with it. You think you're a big, gigantic.
Alan, you're getting emotional now, Alan. You're getting emotional now. Let me ask you, bro. You are getting emotional now. Listen, bro. Listen, I'm asking you, are we small now?
You're not understanding me. I'm having to explain myself.
I do understand you perfectly well, bro. So let me ask you. Let me go one more time. Are we small now?
Oh my God. I'm going to go slower so you can hear. Small now, no. Before, you were minuscule.
Listen,
when you got that, you became relevant.
Alan, before they got money, who was bigger, West Ham or Chelsea?
West Ham.
Listen, well, okay. Relax. Just relax.
Cool. I'm just putting in place.
United.
Yo, 1 second, Rakesh.
What's his name? The United guy. What's his name?
Dami.
Sorry, what's his name?
Dami.
Dami, yeah, right. Listen, bro, you've been mediocre for the last 10 years, bro. United.
Why are you bringing it to Man United?
No. I'm getting into United now, bro, because his acting is his solicitor, bro. So let me get to the guy, right? Let me get to the guy, right? Listen, bro, come on, it's embarrassing. You generate money a year, every year. United, one of the biggest club in the world, right? You bought. Let me finish, and you can come back to me, right? You bought United equivalent to Real Madrid, and all you do for the last 10 years, fighting for top 4. Am I right?
Okay.
You win in FA Cup, you win in League Cup like you won the Champions League, bro. It's embarrassing. It's outrageous. And you talk about Chelsea Football Club, bro. We won the Champions League. Wait, just relax. I'm gonna get you coming, man. Let me just finish, and I'm gonna get you coming. Last 20 years, we've been winning trophy left, right, and center. Yeah, just remind me last time you won the league, bro. 2012, 13. Yeah, of course you can.
Okay, so it's interesting how you said 20 years, and I was praying you'd say that number. So explain to me how you've been so good in the last 20 years, and you don't. Wait. You don't have double-digit league titles, but you're here talking. Arsenal still have double league titles than you, and Man City are about to overtake you. Sunderland and Everton are still ahead of you in the league titles, but you're trying to give me sport.
No, my man. I don't think you. No. You don't know. You've not been listening to me though. You've not been listening to me though. I think no. I know you're gonna talk about your past. I know you're gonna talk about 1999. We won everything. No. I'm saying you're not listening to me, bro. You generate money every year. You're the most richest club in the British country. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Right. Last 10 years, you've been absolutely atrocious, right? FA Cup to you is like a Champions League. Let's talk fact, okay?
What?
Yeah, that's what. When they won the FA Cup, they celebrate like it's no tomorrow. Because the rest of the boss outside and everything. Man.
1 second.
Igal, he might be talking back. So, like I said, he didn't answer my question. I said you've been so good, yet you don't have double league titles. So what you do? You're not. Nobody gives a fuck about a team with 6 league titles. Man City are about to overtake you. Nobody cares. Yeah. You've got all this money, all this dominance.
Who's going to overtake us? Who's going to overtake us?
Man City. That's a fact.
Man City, listen, Man City is not my concern. Man City, your concern. It's yours.
It's yours because they're going to overtake you in league titles.
They're next to you.
They're next to you. They're not.
They've already overtaken Tottenham. They're coming for you now.
Yeah, they're not near me. I'm on 20. You're on like 5 or 6. Not for me. We're not in this meaty 5-6 battle.
Listen, I don't mind. Listen, my man. I don't mind Manchester City, bro. I don't mind Manchester City.
I need to ask the comments.
Lastly, before Roman Abramovich showed up, you had.
I knew that. I didn't get to do that. I knew it.
You had 1 league. Before Abramovich showed up, you had 1 league title. You had what?
Alan, we know that, bro. I admitted it to you. I'm admitting Egal TV. It's about money. So the City about the money. So this BSG is about the money. Even United is about the money.
Nada.
It's all about the money. We know that.
1 second.
Burnley had more league titles than you.
How did this become Chelsea versus Tottenham? How did this
No. Egal, don't do that, bro. Don't put Chelsea and Tottenham in the same bracket. Don't do that, Egal. Don't do that, bro.
No, he's just upset that he's one of the biggest nights in Europe.
This is hilarious. You know why? You know why he's deflecting? He doesn't want to talk about Potter winning 3 games. He's angry. Be honest.
No, why am I angry, bro? No. Listen, I support. The guy is laughing, bro.
I'm joking. Relax.
Don't do that. Listen, I support Chelsea Football Club, man. Don't do that. Listen, of course I want Chelsea to win.
Tell me why.
We need that 40 points.
Last night, I was in a Twitter space. Chelsea fans are saying to me, next time you see Qasim, ask him why he wants Graham Potter. No, not Graham Potter. Brendan Rodgers. Explain to them why you want Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah, they're fucking frauds, man. Listen, Brendan Rodgers. Listen, these people, man, it's a delusion that's going on there. Listen to me, man. Brendan Rodgers, right, was a Leicester team. They didn't spend any money, literally. Come on, Egal, be fair, bro. Arsenal wanted
the FA Cup, yeah.
Egal, Arsenal wanted Brendan Rodgers. Am I right or not? Go back a few years ago. Am I right or not? Yeah. Good. My point I'm trying to make. You cannot talk about Brendan Rodgers. Leicester only signed 1 player from the Championship, bro. We spent 600 million, my man. What are you talking about here? Right?
So you would still take Brendan Rodgers at Chelsea?
Hand down, 100%.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Rakesh.
No, I'm saying it, man. I know shit that. I'm saying it in
laughing?
TV. I'm saying it in your
Rakesh, why
channel,
you
bro. I have
laughing?
no problem, man.
Why are you laughing, Rakesh?
Hey, this is a stinker because Brendan Rodgers is not that good.
Oh, look at this guy, bro. United wanted Brendan Rodgers. What are you talking about?
Well, you want him. You want him.
What are you talking about? When Oli was in the wheel. No, wait. Relax. When Oli was in the wheel. No. When Oli was in the wheel, bro.
Yeah.
No. You're not being fair, bro. When Oli was in the wheel, right? Listen. When Oli was in the wheel,
at the wheel.
you wanted Brendan Rodgers, man.
Yeah,
All United fans wanted Brendan Rodgers. What are you talking about?
That's the point. You want him. You as an individual claim that you wanted Brendan Rodgers. Don't give me what you want him, and that's a terrible managerial signing. It stinks. You're Chelsea.
By who? Who's saying that? By you? Is that by you?
What? Which bit?
Who's saying it's terrible? According to what? According to you?
Wait, what? That you want Brendan Rodgers?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, it stinks. It stinks.
Let me ask you now. You're asking me, so I answer. Let me ask you now. When you had Oli, and he was thinking the bless Oli, bro, and you United fans, you're sticking up for Oli. Am I right?
No.
One second. Please, 1 second, stop. When was Oli ever at the wheel?
Ask him.
Oli was never at the wheel. They literally got gas because he was a new manager bounce. What are you talking about?
Oli was in the wheel, bro. They were singing his name, man. What are you talking about? They were thinking Oli's in the wheel.
Oli was never at the wheel, bro. Big up my guy. We call him Mons in the house, man. Big up everyone.
Have all the managerial choices to replace.
Right now, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, you're probably thinking we're just laughing like crazy people. Rakesh started laughing when he said you wanted Brendan Rodgers.
He was ex-Liverpool manager. He did well. He finished second with them. He nearly won the league. Gerrard slipped there. He
bottled the league.
No comment, man.
No, Rakesh, that's true. He was your manager.
He bottled the league.
He did.
No, I'm not buying this, man. And listen, it's a myth, bro. Listen, it goes with Leicester. You nearly fighting the big boys, right? With Leicester, missing out on top 4. He's saying bottle it. It goes with Liverpool, right? Gerrard slipped. Damba scored. I remember that.
That's not my problem.
He bottled it. That's not my problem, bro. Come on, man. You can't do that.
Hold on. Q. You're going based on the one slip, but they were what, 6 or 7 points ahead with 3 games to go. They bottled it that season. So it doesn't matter about a slip. You're not getting the whole picture. They absolutely bottled it.
You know what doesn't make sense? You know what doesn't make sense? Potter just won 3 games in a row, advanced to the next round of the Champions League. But Qasim is saying, still sack him and bring in Brendan Rodgers.
Now? Let's move to Butter then. All right, tell me, bro. I moved to Butter. I have no issue with that. We'll move to Butter, bro. Listen, Graham Butter, man. Chelsea winning 3 in a row. Let's go to Chelsea now. Everyone relax.
Today you made the stream. You're hilarious.
Well, listen, bro. I just say things how it is. I don't do things for clicks, man. I just say things how it is.
You sure you don't?
Let's move to Graham Butter, right? Graham Butter won 3 in the. I give him the flowers. He won the three in a row. All right. I'm not gonna get too gassed, Igal. It's only Leeds. It's only Leicester, bro.
Why? Chelsea's not back?
No. What? No, bro.
Chelsea are back.
Chelsea are back.
I don't do that.
Everyone in the chat. Chelsea's back. Rakesh, is Chelsea back? Like Liverpool were back last week.
Liverpool. I told you Liverpool went back. I told you Liverpool went back.
I can't do that.
Okay, so you're logical. Chelsea, we don't know. You know what, Qasim?
Chelsea are back.
You're too funny. You're too funny. Okay, and the final thing of the day. I'm going to ask every single one of you guys, right? 1 second. The final thing of the day is if you had, there's 2 things actually, right? Can you guys hear me? Everyone in the chat, I need you to get involved, right? I need everyone here, pay attention. If you can look at me, Rakesh, I need your answer. If you could change 1 result in your club's histories, guys, 1 result in your club's histories, right? Let me know what that result is. Obviously, for me, it's the Champions League final. But if you can change, if you could change 2 results in your club's histories, Let me know what those 2 results
Two?
are
What?
and why.
If you could change 3 results in your club's histories,
No. The
List.
reason why I said 2 is because the first one is always obvious. The first one's always the Champions League final or something like that. So 1 in Europe, 1 domestic. What are the 2 things you would change? For me, as an Arsenal fan, it would be the Champions League final. Make sure Henry doesn't slip and he scores, right? No pun intended for the slip part. Because he didn't
at least I didn't hear refs talk, so respect.
Right? And then for the league, I would go to Manchester United away in the year 2003, 2002 season before the Invincibles, and I would make sure we win that game. So we would go 3 seasons in a row where we win the league. That's what I would change. So we would have a 3-peat and we'd have a Champions League if I change 2 results. What are you guys changing? Yo, big up Hussam in the chat. My guy Hussam in the house. Big up Hussam. He's saying, why is Dammy smiling? Dammy smiling because we're having a good time.
Nobody can defeat me. He even can't defeat me himself. When Qatar comes, I'm crashing it on this floor, by the way. When Qatar comes, I'm crashing it on this floor.
Yo, by the way, Hussam, if you need an Arsenal fan, for later when you're doing your stream, I'm available. Just send me a message. But yeah, well, anyways.
Will come, by the way, but
Alan, what are your 2 choices?
My two choices would be the Champions League final. Obviously, is the main one, and it's one of 2. So it'd either be the West Ham loss when we were going with Chelsea for the title. Although we were 5 points behind, we lost to West Ham, which gave them more breathing space for them to go against West Brom. That could have maybe changed something. Or the season that Leicester won the league, because we were in the title race, but we just had too many drop points at home to smaller teams, and one of them was West Brom. Because after that West Brom game, we didn't recover under a young team and we bottled it. So I think we didn't win one of the last 4 games because of that result. After that, so I would have done that game to have won that game, to see how things may have panned out differently, but they would be the ones off the top of the head.
People in the chat, let me know if you guys can come up with some interesting ones. I would have thought you would have said Lasagna Gate or the FA or the League Cup.
No. The League Cup. Okay. Oh, yeah. Actually, I completely mistaken. Yeah. For our managers not to get rid of Mourinho before the League Cup final and stick fucking Ryan Mason in charge. I completely forgot about that. Well done for reminding me that. How on earth you're giving Ryan Mason, who puts his mates on the pitch? That's a great shout, actually, to be fair. The League Cup.
Yeah, you guys remember Ryan Mason, games coached in the League Cup, 1. Pep Guardiola, games coached over 500 games.
Hey, do you know what's funny as well about that year is the fact that I'm not actually no, it's changed now. But at the time, Pep had only lost 1 final in his life. It was to Jose Mourinho. So how are you getting rid of him, knowing that he's the only one to do
about that? I'll credit Gal. You don't really bring up some brainstorming ideas, but you did just then.
Real Madrid, Barcelona 5-0. I know Dammy. He's going to change that 7-0 from last week.
No, not even. I don't care about that one like that. I would change.
It would have to be one of the Barca Champions League finals, right?
Yeah. So I would I'll change the first one because that's back to back, and then I would have changed the. This is a weird one. If you remember, we lost I think Blackburn, or we drew 0-0. I think it was. And Berbatov missed from 5 yards out in 2010. Had he scored that, we would have won the league, and we would have 4-peated the league. That lives in my memory forever because he was 5 yards out. If he scores that, we win the league. Nobody 4-peats the league. That's an untouchable feat. So it would have been that.
Ooh. All right. What about you, Qasim? It has to be. It has to be. What's it called? Tony. What's his name? The guy. Your legendary captain.
Terry slipped. That's the one.
Yeah, Terry slipped. That moment
against United, Champions League, another Champions League final, London Blue. Remember that? And listen, the best moments I had, man, when Hazard scored 2-2 against Tottenham and stopped them, and we let Leicester win the league.
No. It's moments that
I loved it. I was celebrating like no tomorrow, bro. I was jumping up and down.
We're not talking about that.
No,
we're talking about sad moments that you want
to. I'm only kidding, bro. Listen, I don't know. It's not too many sad moments for us, innit? Terry
What?
Slip. What?
No, Jack is
I
funny.
think
man.
when we lost to City 6, man, under Sarri, I think.
Oh
Maybe
my God, that day. Oh my God, I
yeah,
love
I
that
remember.
day.
That was it wasn't pretty, innit? It was
Listen, I love that day because it was a special moment in my
I bet you
life.
did. I bet you
It was
did.
a special moment in my life when Chelsea lost 6-0.
Okay.
I was in Toronto. My future wife was visiting me in Toronto, right?
Yeah.
And it was just like a special time. And she's coming to meet my family and everything. It was a good time.
Yeah, it wasn't for us though, unfortunately. But yeah,
No,
you were
sorry, Chelsea. And then Rakesh, you've had a lot of time to think about it, so we know one of your answers is the slip. But what's the other one?
No, so there's a few, man. Look, 89 against Arsenal. Obviously, that was the last game of the season, last minute of the season. If we win that game, we win the league. The Man City, the year we finished
slip
second.
one, Rakesh. Come on, you have to mention Dumba.
Yeah, no, but look, the year we got 97 points, we lost one game to Man City. If we win that game, we become invincible, we become Centurions, and we win the league all in one season. Right? Last season, if we beat City at the Etihad and we win the Champions League final, we win the quadruple. Like there's a few, obviously Stevie G, Stevie G. If we so we've got quite a few to choose from.
And I have time for Liverpool, man. I don't mind Liverpool, but Liverpool City, I don't mind, man. The rest is really getting under my skin. So yeah, that Hazard 1-1, 2-2. Oh, it was a killer, innit? It really is a killer. Top corner, yeah, and. I'm not being salty, man.
We're gonna wrap it up. You and Alan are the new beef.
No. I like Alan, bro, but I just
you and Alan are like Husham and freaking AK.
I don't dislike anyone. I just want him to tell me how Chelsea were relevant before 2000.
I did admit it to you, bro. I did admit it to you. I said,
okay.
Yeah,
by the way, guys, just so everyone knows, Chelsea did beat Leicester, and Kai Havertz scored, Chilwell scored. And friggin' Kovacic scored.
Yeah,
pressures off Graham Potter. We really didn't have much time to talk about the Chelsea game. It kind of diverted the other way. But big up to Chelsea. They won 3 games on the bounce. We're gonna wrap it up here. The show has been absolutely hysterical. Great show. We've had over 900 people watching. We've had over 80 to 90 people in the stream the whole entire time. So you guys have been showing mad love and respect. Make sure you hit a like on the way out. People are saying, Qasim, you're funny. You should be. It's not that he's funny. He's just, the way his delivery is really funny.
I am funny. I'm
no, I'm saying.
I'm joking.
Okay. There we go. He is funny. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Rakesh, big up to you, bro. Hopefully next time we see you, you win a game. Big up Alan. Hopefully you're doing good. Big up Demi. And
catching strays, man. What?
On the flip side. Big up people. You know what? I like Liverpool, but people keep saying I hate Liverpool.